Okay, well, good morning, everyone, on this very fall morning. I am Louise Kohl, and this is our Saturday Relive Business Training for Bueller and Friends. And again, I would like to just publicly thank Robert for trading with me. Um, I don't really like following him, but here we go. What we're going to do is we're going to jump right in, and I'm supposed to have a really cool slide here. Okay, so we're about again. I've used these slides before. Nutrition. If you don't eat according to your goals, don't expect to reach them. Same thing with business goals. And you all know me well enough to know that I'm about the business. Nutrition's very important, and we've got the best. But I'm about the business and the phenomenal opportunity that Relive is. So life begins outside your comfort zone, and that's me. So I've just turned my printer off, so I apologize for that sound in the background. It has a life of its own. So what is happening in your business and in your Relive world? I'd love to hear. I know there's just a lot of excitement. I have to say I am overwhelmed and so appreciative of everybody in all of Relive stepping in and reaching out to everybody. And I think I've shared this before. Friends in other direct sales, multi-level marketing companies are blown away when I share about that culture that we have. So opening it up for people to share. What's up?
I'll start, Louise. I have a friend that I've met about 6 weeks ago, and anyway, we've just been conversing, and she made a statement that she wanted to know. She goes, you're always just happy, and, she goes, you just have things together. And she kind of went on, and she goes, she goes, what do you do? And I said, I take some stuff that I've been on for, a long, long time. She goes, I want that stuff. She goes, anyway, her comment was she was very complimentary, and she basically said that she had been watching me and how whatever things that come my way or whatever it was, I was just always happy and kind, and that I always have a smile and demeanor. And she just said, I want what you have. So I thought that was really interesting that as much as we watch other people and look for opportunities, actually other people are watching us, and I didn't really ever in all my years really think about that. And I thought that was kind of a neat thing. And then the other thing, and so I think that's going to go somewhere. I think she's going to come in and be a distributor because she needs the business as well. But last night I did a three-way with Rudy and Barb, and we had talked on Thursday night about a customer that he's had, a distributor he's had on the product for a long time. But this gal was only she took 1 shake a day and 4 capsules, but she ended up getting a very severe connective tissue disease, and the doctor's prognosis isn't the best. And I think that we need to remember that when we talk about Relive, that we need to remind people that this is not, Relive is one component. I mean, it's one component. Yeah. The other component is lifestyle, stress, the nutrition, other things that we're putting for our body. But anyway, after an hour-long call last night, I mean, she's excited, she has hope. And I don't know, there was something that just sparked a little flame inside that it just pricked me. And just really remembering that, and you guys, what are we doing? Going into our 29th year now? But where can you go and do this and you continue to be affected by being able to make a difference and be a difference maker in other people's lives? So while those aren't any big things of, volume or anything like that, it was just really connecting, just a connective week of a lot of different things that have happened. And again, we know that those connections, you really don't see the results for about 90 days. Anyway, it's kind of fun.
Oh, Quila, thank you so much. I think that that is the very core, what you talked about. It is a big deal. It's the very core of what we do. And we all of us have heard about being the product of the product, and that's exactly what you were. You were the product of the product, and it wasn't about you have to consume this stuff. It's about that you were a walking result, which is.
Well, and it's not like you can't go out and have a cigarette in one hand and a beer in the other and try to talk to people.
Absolutely, and I am passionate about sharing that Relive optimal nutrition is only one leg of a three-legged stool, and it doesn't do it all if you're not doing the other two. So, thank you for sharing that. Anyone else?
Hey, Louise. That's Robert.
Hey, Robert.
We had another RLV featured night that was a wine and cheese party on Tuesday night. It was another success, and it's really fun we're trying to make a special event monthly, and it's fun to see the momentum building with those as it's becoming something that people are looking forward to and building to, and so this one was great also, and I think we're doing a Super Saturday at the end of the month, and so we just got lots of stuff going on down here.
That is so cool. That is so cool. And have you found that as you are talking about our RLV products, the hemp extract, that there less and less are people saying, "Oh yeah, I know about that," versus it's pure. It's. I mean, they're attracted to the fact that they don't have to be concerned about any contaminants.
Well, especially down here, like people know, like this isn't anything new to them. Like we have, like I think I counted 3 signs between here, or no, it's 4. Between here and work, there's 4 somewhat in that industry signs. They're everywhere down here between where I'm currently in work. And so we're not having to break down any walls. It's literally just, hey, we've got this, but it's better than everybody else.
Yeah, and that's the same in Washington. And you only having 4 signs is pretty amazing in in that distance, because we in one town in particular, it's every other billboard and it's chock-a-block full. It's just about every 3 or 4 doors is some kind of a CBD store.
Yep.
Same in Oregon. I mean, on the road you can get 4 or 5 shots miles.
But I've just noticed since talking about it coming out and then it being out and then the results of this line, that oh yeah, I know about CBD, oh yeah, I take that, oh yeah, to wow, that's the same price, and it's stronger, it's better, it's more effective, it's blah blah blah, and all of this, and I'm like, yes, it is. So that's really cool.
Results with the bomb is a lot of fun too. Like we had a guy there that's had back, and I guess it was mainly back pains, and so we gave him a little bomb, and he said in a couple of minutes he could feel the difference, and that's just game changing. Yeah.
Big door opener. Big door opener. Yeah, actually, I have a story about the balm, and what I have shared this about being approached by a chiropractor, and what I went when I delivered her the balm, and the reason she was talking to me about it was because somebody else had been talking about it, and they had gotten it from Louise, and I went into her office to deliver it. I do believe I have shared this with you all, but she is also an essential oils distributor in her practice. She has a practice, a very successful practice, but she displays the essential oils. And the essential oils has a pain reliever thing. And I just sort of chuckled in my heart. Amazing, I didn't say it out loud, but I chuckled in my heart that she needed our hemp balm for a patient who was in a lot of pain. Now, following up with her patient is getting so much relief I know that that's going to transpire into something else. But here is a chiropractor who has her own stuff, but she needs our stuff because of our, I mean, we just have a superior product. That's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. It was very exciting. But I do want to share a text I got from a friend and distributor who is battling, she battled successfully breast cancer, was cancer-free for a year and a half, was put on a clinical trial and told to not take the products, which is always, it's a hard thing for me to tell people what to do, but she did that, and then it comes back. So after she's been declared cancer-free, take the port taken out of the chemo port and all that taken out, she, maybe about 9 months later, she has some really heavy-duty cancer that's returned, and it's very serious, and the doctor gives her 3 months. He said, you know, get your affairs in order. And the other thing he said is, I don't know what to do because I threw everything I had at it and it's back. That turned her to me and said, okay, I was foolish. And because her taste buds are messed up, she preferred not to take the shakes, but she's been taking 20 Lunarich X every day. And it's been 2 months now. I'm trying to look up I should have had this. I'm trying to look up let me just search for her. But I wanted to read it to you because it's so flippin' amazing. Anyway, first thing was she calls me up and she says, my doctor is blown away. He would like to research, which makes me chuckle, research this Lunarich X. So sent her the appropriate things and the links to all of the stuff. I'm like, fine, do it. And then she sent this to me on Thursday. Saw a doctor today and he gave me great news. He said the tumors in the scan are shrinking. He is so pleased. And she said, I thought this news would make you dance, but Dr. Matthews was beyond happy today. I asked him, so can I take my trip to Hawaii in February? And he said, I do not see why not. All because of Lunarich X. She's not doing the chemo thing. And he's just blown away. So I just went, hooray, relive. It was pretty awesome. So anyone else have some things? Okay, well, let's move on. Now, I am, yeah, I wanted it to look different, you guys, but anyway, we have a plan of success for success, and it is our Relive Success System. And I have, in this presentation, in this Saturday training, I am going to be using information from the work to wealth what is it called, training that Sean Bergeron does. So let's get started. So how do you succeed with Relive? And this is, I am appreciating more and more the fact that there is a plan in place already. I don't have to figure it out. I don't have to wonder what to do. There are some prerequisites to getting to this point, but our resource is new people. That's without new people, we got nothing. And when when someone has resources in any other type of business, it's it's very valuable to their business, and they treat it and coddle it um, with great care. In our headquarters, where our products are manufactured, we have the company has resources, and they don't take that lightly. It's very important to them that they have the best, and they do all the testing and all of that to make sure. But likewise, we need to take care of those that we meet and that we talk to. And like Quila, we are a product of the product, that we're a walking testimony to how well our products do. We don't have to just talk about it. All you have to do is see it. So this circle of success, it's all the fundamentals. It's do the circle, do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and the follow-up 6, and repeat. And until recently, I was trying to think of how can I put a positive spin on repeat, because sometimes people are like, oh my gosh, it's repeating. Well, what we're creating is we're creating habit, and we're creating good habit. And as Ogmandino says in The Greatest Salesman, in the scroll 1, he talks about becoming a slave to good habits, because before these good habits, we were slaves to bad habits. So we have a business system. The Relive system has a business cycle. We have daily activity and corporate support. We fuel our business with new people. And so we take action now. It's not about what we didn't do in the past and what we're going to do in the future. This is what we have control over right now. Right now. And I have been relearning mapping, and I really appreciate working with just a Relive buddy who is helping me, and we're not financially connected, so that we can, we're helping each other so that we can teach others. But the mapping is, for me, I'm really visual, and I like to watch people go across the grid and see, okay, what do I need to do here to help them across the grid? I remember seeing Quila's whiteboard in her office. Oh, this was several years ago, but I envisioned that, and I think that was, she's got the goal of moving these people. She's helping them to help themselves, and she cares about them enough, but she's not doing it for them. So it is awesome. Anyway, so action now. We have the daily fundamentals, and we'll go through that with a couple of little extra things. So here is the foundation. This is in all of these brick wall things. You'll know I took from Sean, but we do have 3 parts. We are 3 parts that we need to master in the Relive business. And for new people, when we are introducing new people, it's not just first make a list. It's also getting to know the products. There's some work involved, learning the marketing plan, and of course, me. I am the 3rd part of that, which is what makes it the difference. Some people are making $500 a month, or looking to save 5, and some are doing 10 times that. The products aren't different for them. The marketing plan isn't different. The only difference is you. But it's what you want, what your person wants, and finding out what that is without influencing them to say what you want them to say, but really him feeling the authenticity from you that you really care. And I very quickly, I was doing a long walking workout with a gal who it was sort of a presentation walking workout. But what she wasn't so much interested, she was interested in my business, but she didn't seem to be interested in it for herself. But she did talk about her parents who are of retirement age. They're actually younger than me, but then I'm finding out everybody's younger than me now. But they hadn't made such great decisions, and they are trying to hold on to their house so that they can give it to their daughter and all this stuff. And it dawned on me, those people could use the business. And that's where, after our walk, that was the follow-up to say, I really enjoyed the walk and all. This is something to consider. Would love to help your parents out of their feeling of lack, not feeling like, oh, we didn't do well. We give them lift them up a bit. So anyway, I've probably gone ahead of myself. So what we do is we take the new people. This is for ourselves, but also, how do we handle the new person? We help them make a list. But who do we put on that list? We've got here are the best practices, if you will. 10 product prospects, 10 business prospects. I am just blind to product prospects. It's, I guess in a way I have to be careful because I know these products work. So it's not a question about that. I'm just talking business. But, it's really important to let them know why you thought of them. And what your why is. When you tell them, people really relate to stories. And when you're telling them about your personal experience, it not only gives value to the business or the company, but it also lifts them up to think, that's kind of what I want. That's what I've been looking for. But it does. It's right here. It says provides purpose for the first contact and follow-up. It absolutely does. And I totally agree with what Robert said last week. Who are the first 5 to contact? Contact them all. Just go for it, but do it today. It's a now. We're in the now, and there are a plethora of people everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Some places work better for some people than others, but that doesn't mean you're no good at. In my case, my social media contacts, not so much, but that's just not working for me. I'm okay with that because that's just one avenue. It's just one of many. So, and find ways to add to your list. I found that this was very, very interesting, is that when you're doing a what's it called, a name jogger, you find all these different things. But what Sean brought up, he said, what is the one thing that everybody has in common? And it is that red word, dissatisfied. They're dissatisfied with something. And, they're dissatisfied with their income. They're dissatisfied with their health. They don't have enough savings for retirement, or they don't have enough savings for whatever. They're dissatisfied with their career. They don't like where they're at, and, lack of travel, lack of fun. Things have become dreary and a drudgery. And, the interesting thing that I have found over the years, and it's taken me forever to figure this out, but the people that actually come on board and are really nice people. The people who have said no and I've taken very personally are people that after some time I've realized, you know, you may stay in the dark parking lot in my parking lot because right now I couldn't work with you. And so it's a good thing that we didn't make this mix. Everything happens for a good reason. And you know, if it's perfect now, it's just not complete. So I hear somebody breathing or in a car or something. Okay. Anyway, the next thing to do is to not prejudge. They will weed out everything. Like I said, everything happens for a reason, but everybody's dissatisfied. That's why they're looking. Remember how you felt when you were introduced to Relive. I wouldn't call myself dissatisfied. I just needed something that I didn't have. So I guess I was dissatisfied in my situation because I needed some income to pay for music lessons. Robert was blown away by his mom's results, and there was a certain dissatisfaction that coming in the future, like, what could I do that would do this, that would make a difference? You know, it all falls under that. But it's very interesting. Kyla was totally dissatisfied with her physical condition and had been given an answer, and Jim went, hey, let's make this work for us. And how great that has turned out. I know I'm extremely appreciative of it. So let's move on. so then you've got this list and you're working with the new person and yourself, because one of the things, it doesn't matter where you are in the business, if you've been in for decades or you're just getting started, today's the first day. And you need to get working right away. And the 72 hours seems to be the key to getting things moving. So you review your prospects with the upline, who's first. The upline has, and crossline has, they've been in a little bit longer. They know more people with stories, and there's good connections. There's good suggestions. Not to worry about what you say, because like the adage, and it's so true, if you work like your hair's on fire, everybody's going to come from miles around to watch you burn. It's just the excitement. There is so much dreariness, I don't know why, but just smiling at people in whatever venue you're in, just eye contact and smiling with people, oh my goodness, they just brighten up like, oh my gosh, I can smile. It's really fun, and I make it a game that wherever I go, that I give a gift of a smile, eye contact and smile, and a greeting of some sort. Some people put their head down and rush away, but very few. Everybody else stands up a little taller, and it's really great. And I think we just all need to do that, because people are wonderful creations. They just need to know they are. And then when you're talking to them and you find out their why, and this is that part I've had to learn the first part of being quiet is finding out what their why is. Not what is your why, but just asking questions about them. People reveal a lot. just kind questions. There are some formulas of, you know, asking questions to get the answer. I when I have forms in, or things I need to ask in my head, I stumble. I personally just have to allow it to flow, because then I'm relaxed, they're relaxed, and we have a really good connection. But there are some amazing company tools to validate, and having a story. I have stories even before setting the appointment, because it just starts right off that this is a results driven, results in finances, and results in health, but it's results. There's nothing happening without results, and then making the appointment, which is awesome. And so I've already talked, we've got this connection, so it's not difficult to have the appointment because there's already a connection, a really great connection. And when there's a group like at the Laird's house, that excitement is, you can't overcome it. You are attracted to it. You want to be involved in it, and that is so great. Those of us who don't have those sort of things going on a regular basis, the excitement of continuing to introduce them to people also does the same thing. They're like, oh, this is a wonderful community. I'd really like to be involved with this community. These are nice people. And these are opening sentences. I do the smile and how are you, and the sunny day, I'm freezing, whatever, you know. But I definitely use the tools. You all know I have I have my favorites and the stories. This app is so flipping amazing. Somebody says, geez, I would be interested in that. Boom, boom, boom. You know, just sent you a video. You know, it's great. And I've had a couple of new customers, people signing up on my website, that I haven't met, and I send them a little welcome letter, and then I start sending them videos, and they're like, oh, well, there's more to this than just getting cans of product. Okay, let me find out. So it's pretty cool. Now, sharing the relive story. This is awesome. I just sharing from your heart. I mean, just being genuine. Yes, it's important not to go on and on and on. It's important to have your what's called the elevator story, the 1 minute line, and one sentence line, and then having your own story too to share on the phone, or at when we're sharing it in meetings, to keep it to that 1 minute and keep it very concise. It's good to have it written down, and run it by your upline to make sure that it has the elements that are needed and no fluff to waste time, because the concentration of information is incredibly impactful. But we also have, you know, sharing the whole realist story. To me, the whole realist story is not the history of the company. It's more people's results, because the history of the company comes. You find that out. It's not something that I need to walk somebody through. If they ask how old is the company, I'm happy to tell them, but it's not something that I'm going to. Basically, this is going to sound a little negative, but I'm not going to waste my breath on telling them the whole story of the company if I don't already know that they're in. Because once they're in, they can find out everything. But we have all sorts of tools available, and I always chuckle every time I talk about the opportunity book, for the same reason that Robert shared last week, because it was the opportunity book that saved us. And And my business grew as a result of it, for which I'm very appreciative, only because those new people had no idea there was really anything else. It was like, okay, we got this, let's do this. It was relaxed, it was great, but we have tools. Relive has our back. There is no way that we can be anywhere that we can't share the story of Relive, and of course the wonderful webinars. So introducing other distributors, your upline, and to the new person is vital. It's vital. It gives validation, and it makes it real. So facts tell, stories sell. So it's the reality. The stories give the reality versus, Uncle Joe 3 times remove's opinion about whatever, because his lifestyle really, who wants his opinion? But there are people that give their opinions, and sometimes those opinions will affect that new person so much. But if they already have stories, I love Quila's system of 10 stories. Just make sure they get 10 stories under their belt, because by the time they get the can, they're ready to rip it open. But also, they're shored up against those opinions. And someone saying, well, that blah, blah, blah rude is, I read an article 15 years ago that it was deadly. Okay. Results. I'm not a scientist. I don't talk ingredients. But I do know that we have the best of the best, so they're not scientists either. And sharing the Relive story, you're just helping new people engage. There is an analogy I would like to share, and some of you may relate. Imagine you are a second grader, third grader, whose family has just relocated to a new place, and you've got to go to a new school. But the timing of the year is you are going into this new school the last day of the third quarter. When that happens, you're wide-eyed. You're like, oh my gosh, I got no friends. I hate it here. Everybody's got their own cliques already. They've got the whole year. There are all these experiences and everything. What would engage that young person in a place that they don't have a clue what's going on, is being held by the hand of someone who has been there for a bit, who will walk them through, introduce them to people, tell them I didn't go to an American school, so I don't know. I mean, walk them through, here's the bathroom, there's the gym, there's the this, there's the that, but hold their hand, not just first day, but until they are comfortable and have started to make their own friends. That's what we need to do with our new distributors. They don't know anything. It's not about, okay, you're in, who do you know? It's about, this is what we go. We've got meetings, we've got in-home parties. Let me show you, come on the webinar. This is what conference call is. And you've introduced them to their upline. Here are other distributors. The Lifestyle magazine is awesome. Let me walk you through the website. These Relive blogs are great. The video tools, but not just once, but hold on to their hand until they are holding on to someone else's hand to walk them through, and you can let go. It was, even just telling the story reminds me of when I was a brand new student in an all-girls school, which is even worse, but in an all-girls school, coming in at the beginning of the last quarter. I lasted 2 weeks. I got the measles. I never had to go back, and I was so happy. But I remember that feeling. I don't want anybody else to feel that way. And so if we can keep that also helps with retention, because they're being walked through to start their own thing, their own business, and they know they've got the support, but until they are doing it, they are duplicating that, there is no letting go. It's not managing, it's leading. Leading, being a servant leader, not managing them. So you really don't have to know it all. We have so many resources. We don't have to know it all. And I love the fact that we don't have to know it all, because that gives encouragement to the new person. They don't have to know it all either. They do need to know the products, not the ingredients, but the products. And we all need to know the products, and we all need to know the marketing plan. All the other stuff we can find out. We can find out. So again, this is so awesome. This is so awesome. Till the end of this month. And no assumptions about next month, but till the end of this month. $20, 20%. It's a great in. It's a great in. And the free shipping, making sure that these new people, the new distributor knows what the promotions are, that you know what the promotions are. And then when you're talking to people about asking for a decision, there are so many, what book was I reading? That there's so many decisions that aren't made because nobody asked. Well, why didn't you sign up? Well, I didn't know I could. Nobody asked me. It's really important to ask for that decision. And is it right away? You've got to read that. It's in some cases, yes, it's right away. People are like, okay, I want to sign up right now. On the other hand, there's some follow-up, and there's some education that needs to take place. But just reading and being connected and engaged with that person you know best, they will tell you. Just follow along. It's like raising kids. It's like a little baby. A little baby can't talk, but if that baby's screaming, it's either hungry or you got to change the diaper. It's not, I'm sorry, it's only 11 o'clock and it's not time yet, so can't help you. It's allowing the person to lead you in what they need. Some people need a little bit of, reining in. And then it's again, okay, you have all this information. What decision would you like? Are you ready to make that decision now? I try not to ask any questions that could be answered with a no. So having products and tools available at all times, and recommended orders are great. My recommended orders are only a quick start and a master affiliate order. Those are the recommended orders. For people who only want to be customers, I let them know that's best place to start is now in Lunar Rich X. And then this is what I'm suggesting to them. Of course, then a better savings would be for them to become a distributor. But I always talk savings at every level. I do not talk discounts. And but I do ask them, where do you want to get started? And whatever they say, I've learned to say that is a great idea. And when they start talking about all these other people, that they would like to introduce to, that's when I say, well, maybe you should think about more than just a can of Now and a bottle of Lunarchex. You've talked about enough people that a super PAC may be very beneficial to you, or you've talked about enough people that a master affiliate order may be more beneficial to you. And in both cases, you have a 12-month, 100% buyback guarantee of all unopened product. That blows people away. I've not compared it to any. I'm not going to compare it to any other company, but that blows people away. You mean even if it's 11 months later and I still have it, but I haven't opened it, I can give it back? And yes, but I do let them know you give up everything. You're no longer part of Relive once you do that. And that that's a rethink, not a rethink, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's a rethink like, no, I want to be a part of this. And who do you know who can benefit? If that comes, if you're listening, that comes as you're talking along the way, over and over and over again. So and you know, you guys, when I'm talking, asking for a decision, when I am doing it myself, I am combining the business and the product. We don't have a business without the product. So it's always about that, unless they've said, I just want to be a customer, and I listen to them with that. But you know, I don't know when the last time was that I did an application, a paper application. It's on the back of the opportunity book, and someone said, well, what's this? And I went, oh, that's the paper application. Oh, do I need to do this too? And I said, no, you've already did it on the app. So, you know, and they already had their number. Everything was so quick, and I was just laughing about that. I thought, I don't know when I did the last paper one. And revisiting the comp plan is not just a one that time after it's an ongoing thing. I set up, let's meet for an hour. Let's go out. Let's meet for coffee, and let's go over the comp plan, and let's call that person or a couple people, and let's do that and just get things rolling right away. But having product with you helps them get started on the product right away. When I started the business, my sponsors were like 8 hours away. So I started the business, and when I started the product was when I got my master affiliate order. But by that time, there were people that were already joined the business because of the stories. It all had to do with the stories. So so who do you know who might want to start a Relive business? And that is, you're helping them, hand-holding them to start their list. And then register and go. They're signed up, and the follow-up is it's just this is just a suggested thing. This is just a suggested way of following up, but just really keeping it simple is great. The consistency is what I find. I help them even over the phone make their first shake, so that they have a tangible memory. It's their memory is, this is how I made the shake, because in the past I have given instructions over the phone. They've got everything there, and they make, if they have 3 products, they make 3 shakes, 1 with each product, and then they're telling me it's like a lot to drink. And I realize, oh my goodness, so I make the shake with them over the phone or in person, and then the key to the follow-up is making sure they're consistent, because it's the consistency that makes the difference. and they will tell you what results they see. A very simple one was, well, hey, how's it going? You know, how's it going? And then I I think about who do you know who could benefit, but I don't ask because it flows. It just comes. It just comes with that. And really, common sense is really, really important. Using your common sense. And although all along here we've been talking about setting up the distributor to succeed, when you're hand holding and walking them through all the IXAR elements, you're setting them up to succeed. And when you give, you get tenfold. So setting them up to succeed, the return that comes back is amazing. It's amazing. It, like Quila said, it doesn't matter how long you've been in Relive. When somebody comes back with results, it makes you feel so great that they are getting results. I get excited about hearing about other people's results because it encourages me that there are people that are living a better quality of life, and that that's just very exciting. That's just very exciting. So there's always going through reviewing and in training and hand holding is the review basics of running a Relive business. And there is the ordering. This is all Relive stuff, but there's also letting them know you need to have your own checkbook. I love having your own Relive notebook, and make sure that you're keeping track. I do talk taxes. I'm not a tax person, but I do talk about being aware. This isn't just something that is going to just operate without accountability. So, and they're going to make money. They're going to make money. I'm going to assume they're going to make money, and that these are the things they need to have in place. And reviewing the Relive system, not just there, but over and over again, and with every encounter with, as you are sharing with their people, and then they do half the sharing, and then they do the whole thing, and you're just standing there or sitting there helping, help if they need it, but not saying anything. Relive tools are awesome, and we have them online. We have them. They're so accessible. My favorite, again, it's still not on here. It's What's Your Time Worth? I use it all the time. And then this, talking about Road to Presidential. This is, until Quila made it very clear. She said, you know, it's great to be an ambassador, but our income fluctuates. We know that. So you really feel it as an ambassador, but presidential director, it fluctuates. You don't feel it. That's what I want. And Relive has a map, and it has goals set in place, and goals are great. When you're striving for a goal, if you don't make the goal at the time that you set down, it's not a negative. The positive is you're that much further along, and that's what you should embrace, I should embrace, and that's what we should encourage our new distributors. So engage your team. I love the Laird's book clubs. I think that's awesome. Engaging in all sorts of ways. It says develop a library of stories. I call it an arsenal. When I have all those stories, I feel armed and protected, because nothing can penetrate. That's the real deal. To build ambassadors, to build presidential directors, build relationships. It's all about people caring about people, not just their results, but doing life. That's Tom talks about doing life with them, and it's pretty exciting. You go and have barbecues and play in the park, and then families get together, and you're connecting for life. And there again, retention. People stay engaged to what is going on in the community, and because you're with each other, you stay engaged with what's going on in Relive. It's really important for everybody to know it's their responsibility to see what is on the website. I don't need to keep telling people what's coming up. Check it out. Check it out. And when they're educated in how to maneuver the website, then it's all good. And there's such a great social media community with Fit3 and all the different hemp groups, and there's all sorts of groups, and they can be very beneficial. So, you review the goals, review the road to presidential, you stretch their thinking, stretches my thinking. Who's going to be the next key director, and how many months? And if you're not a master affiliate yet, that's the first goal. And then the next one is a director, and then the next one is key director, and so on and so forth. The path is already set, and the method to success is already spelled out. So who's going to be the next key director in your organization? And so here are the upcoming events, what's happening in the world of Relive. This is pretty cool. This is next weekend in Phoenix. Joe and Carol Fegler and Tom Moody are going to be in Phoenix. Wow. It's all on in the website. And then October 25th and 26th, the Chicago Now event. This culture that has developed since the Chicago conference is so exciting, because it's not for this area group or that area group. It's for everybody, and leaders are going out of their way to put this together for all of us. None of those leaders are going to gain anything from me doing anything, but they're making it available for me to use and to grow my business and to coach me. I mean, it's really, really awesome. It's that giver's gain. What goes around comes around. You put positive out, positive come back. It's so cool. And then this is so awesome. Dallas in February, and St. Louis in July, at the end of July. So registration is open for Dallas, and cheap airfares, hotel, all that. Go online, check it out. Who are you going to take with you? Who would you like to go play in Dallas with? I'm excited about that. I'm hoping. I mean, just knowing that's where the I forgot the company's name, but where our hemp extract comes from. Really, really cool. I'm very impressed with Mr. Reed and his entire company. So duplicate. It's just doing 1 through 5 and then follow up and repeat. But don't do it alone. It's not about you doing it for you. It's about you doing it and then you teaching it, and then you teaching them to teach it, and so on and so on and so on. So right at the hour, we are done.
Great training, Louise.
Thank you.
Good
Thanks,
job,
Louise. Great job.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.